Hi. Um, I'm in the hospital and actually I've been in hospital for about 3 or 4 days. And just to give you all an update on what's going on, I really want to talk about something else, but I know y'all probably wondering. I got really, really sick Sunday night. No, actually Saturday night. Um, Sunday morning, I've been putting off going to the hospital, and um, I couldn't breathe. My chest was hurting really bad, so I knew that I had an infection. God had told me what was wrong with me. Like, if you all listen to your body, God will communicate to you through your body. Not just concerning people around you with discernment, but He will show you what's going on in your body. And God told me what was wrong with me, and I told the doctors for a whole week. They gave me antibiotics, but they didn't run the required tests to see if what I was saying was accurate, based on my symptoms. Sunday, I get to the hospital, and I found out I have four nodules on both of my lungs. They're thinking that it's spores or damage caused from infections, repeated bacteria, staph, blood infections. So that right there kind of was gut wrenching. Like, I was just like, okay, something's really wrong with me. And I knew, and I had been trying to function like God. He would really strengthen you, just through His grace and His goodness to get through. And God had done that. But when it comes to a point where and for all other sickle cell patients, I know y'all know exactly what I mean. When you know your body and the medical professionals aren't listening to you, continue to press and continue to ask, because we know our body. And it can possibly save your life. It saved mine before. Most of you probably seen my other videos. I'm very transparent. I don't hide anything. I'm not ashamed of anything. I could care less about how I'm looking and all. I don't care. But my point in saying this is we have to take care of our temple. Healing doesn't always come because you ask for it. You can ask and have all the faith in the world. You will not receive the healing that you think. It's all based according to God's will. If your if the healing of your disease, and I'm not saying that God doesn't heal, because He does, but God has not healed me. And it really got to a point where I was like borderline really depressed about it. I'm like, God, I have faith, I believe, I serve, I try to live for you as best I can. Why aren't I healed? And it seemed like I continued to get sicker and sicker. And and my dad told me one day, he said, Campson, he said, what if God is not in His will to heal you here? What if you're going to receive your healing later, after this life? And I never really thought about it like that. But sometimes, because the fallen state of the world, and the closer we get to the end time, the last days, the worse it's going to get. New ailments, diseases, plagues, all kinds of stuff. So it's not necessarily because you did something wrong. It's not necessarily because of sin in your life that you're sick. And it's definitely not that case with me. God gets the glory out of everything. To live as a living sacrifice means that, because sometimes we demand God to do things for us that's not in His will to do. You cannot demand God to move and do something that's not according to His purpose, which He called and created you. And I was rebuking the enemy, thinking that I was rebuking my sickness, but I really was rebuking God. Because that's not that. If that is the life that God wanted me to have, I would not have been born with this disease. And I'm a firm believer. His word says that he takes the bad and make it for good for those that love him and are called according to his purpose. I love him, and I know that he called me according to his purpose. So he's going to take everything that the enemy meant for harm, just like Joseph said, and he's going to use it for good. He's going to use it for his glory and for his name, and he has done that. I am not upset with God. I don't feel depressed about it. I'm honored. I am honored that God knew through all of my suffering, I would still proclaim his name and wouldn't leave or forsake him, wouldn't doubt him, wouldn't curse him, wouldn't lose my faith. That's an honor that God trusts you. God trusted Job. That's why he allowed Job. Job dealt with sickness. Job lost his family. His children were all murdered in the same day. Can you imagine losing your children in the same day? All of your children. Your mate, your spouse tells you you need to curse the God that you believe in. I mean, that Job really went through. But the reason he was going through wasn't because of sin in his life. It was because of who he was. God actually, Satan, he roams the earth to and fro, seeking whom he may devour. He comes to steal, kill, and destroy. God told the enemy, have you considered my servant Job? Because of, it's just like, it wasn't because of sin. So I don't want whoever is watching this video and whatever you're going through, learn how to forgive yourself. Repent, let it go. If you get sick, something happens, whatever it may be, don't take it as if you brought the infirmity on yourself and now I need to figure out what I need to fix in my life, because it's not always necessarily that. And in the days that we are living in, God is going to use more extreme measures to reach people. So if that means that God is going to allow me to end up getting open heart surgery and flatline